Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, we're going to be ranking every single evolution in Clash Royale for the November 2025 season. We're just going to be ranking every single Evo based on how strong they are in the current meta, not how strong objectively I think they are, just based off of the current Clash Royale meta. So, starting off here guys, we have the Evolved Royal Ghost. I think that the Evo Royal Ghost is just simply the best card in the entire game right now, including evolutions, and for that reason, I'm going to put it right into the S tier. Absolutely insane card. And by the way, guys, make sure to let me know if you agree or disagree with some of my opinions. We can always have a debate in the comments and stuff like that. Next up, we have the Evolved Skeleton Army. The Evolved Skeleton Army is actually a very, very underrated evolution in my opinion. Personally, I think that it's one of the best. I do think that it's a little bit of a matchup-based evolution in the sense where if they have Earthquake, Arrow, stuff like that, it's very mid, but if they don't have the right counter, then it can automatically win you the game. For that reason, I won't put it in the S tier, but I will put it at the very top of the A tier. Next up, we have the Evolved Baby Dragon. Evolved Baby Dragon, in my opinion, is still a very strong evolution. It's not used as much as it was before, mainly because of the meta change, adding in the Three Musketeers buff, but I still think that it's a very good evolution, but a little bit weak in the meta. I'll put it in the B tier because it is used in some decks like Lava Hound and Golem. Now we have Evo Furnace. To be honest, Evo Furnace is a perfect example of like a meta can completely change an evolution. In my opinion, objectively, it's an S tier evolution, but in the meta, I feel like not really anybody is using the Evo Furnace. I'm going to put it C tier. I think this is going to be a pretty controversial one though, so let me know how you guys feel about that one. Evo Ice Spirit. Man, I love Evo Ice Spirit. It's a very nice evolution. In my opinion, it's one of the more balanced ones. I would never say that the Evo Ice Spirit needs a nerf per se. And with the addition of the Evolved Royal Hogs, I feel like people are using less of the Evo Ice Spirit, but still definitely a solid evolution. I'll put it in the B tier. It's just a little bit above average, but nothing insanely special. Evo Inferno Dragon. Once again, a bit of a product of the meta. I feel like just with Three Musketeers being so popular, of course, you're not going to see as much Inferno Dragon going around. Evo Inferno Dragon is insanely good, but I don't think that it is the greatest evolution for this meta. So for that reason, I think I'll put it in the B tier. Evo Mega Knight, man, I know everyone is going to hate me for this opinion, but I don't think that Evo Mega Knight is game-breaking. I do think that it's very strong, and I would give the Evo Mega Knight a slight nerf in terms of the knockback, because I feel like the knockback is a little bit too much, but I don't think that it is completely game-breaking or anything like that. Let me know how you feel about this one, because I feel like I'm going to have a lot of people disagreeing, but I'm going to put it in the B tier. At the very end, low-key, could go at the front of the C tier. I might come back to the Mega Knight evolution, to be honest. Now we have the Evo Firecracker. Evo Firecracker is really only used in Hog Rider Earthquake decks. Hog Earthquake is a pretty solid deck in the meta. It has been reaching top ladder, #1 in the world a few times this season, but I don't think that it is anything completely broken, game-breaking, or anything like that. I do think that it is above average, and I think it's stronger than the Mega Knight and the Ice Spirit, so I'll put it right behind the Baby Dragon. Now we have Evo Executioner. In my opinion, this is the most slept-on evolution in probably Clash Royale's history. I don't know why more people don't see how broken it is. Evo Executioner is so strong, people don't even really use Tornado with it a lot of the time, which I just find completely insane. Evo Executioner is an easy A tier. I'll put it right behind the Evo Skarmy, though, because I do think that it is better than the Evo Inferno Dragon. Evo P.E.K.K.A. Man, Evo P.E.K.K.A. sucks right now, guys. I feel like even in P.E.K.K.A. decks, people aren't even using the Evolved P.E.K.K.A. I know that's just because of the meta not really favoring the Evo P.E.K.K.A., but maybe the Evo P.E.K.K.A. could get a slight buff, guys. What do you think about that? I'm going to put it in the D tier. First D tier evolution. Ooh, Evo Goblin Barrel. My favorite evolution of all time for sure. As you guys know, I am a Logbait player. Evo Goblin Barrel is just not the greatest right now. I feel like everyone is just using Skeleton Barrel instead of the Evo Goblin Barrel. It is essential for a lot of Logbait decks, but I just do not think that it is that strong right now. I'm going to put it in the C tier. Evo Battle Ram. Evo Battle Ram has actually been pretty clutch this season with the more Three Musketeers / bridge spammy meta. Has definitely been seeing a lot more usage this season than maybe any other season in history, to be honest. I feel like Evo Ram is a constant in my matches right now. Evo Battle Ram is definitely better than the Firecracker, but I'm not sure if it's better than the Baby Dragon. I think I'll put it right below the Baby Dragon, guys. I think that's a pretty good spot for the Evo Battle Ram. Now we have the Evo Tesla. Evo Tesla's solid. I just think that the Evo Cannon and the Goblin Hut are better. Definitely good, though. I don't want to put it in the C tier, to be honest. I think I want to put it at the very end of the B tier, but it's better than Mega Knight, though. Okay, I'm putting Mega Knight in C tier, guys. I'm sorry, man, if you don't agree with that, but that's just my opinion. Evo Witch. Evo Witch is weird because, once again, just like the Evo Skarmy, depending on the deck, it's going to be a 0 or hero. I think that right now it's a little bit more of a 0 than it is a hero in most of the matchups that you face. I think Evo Witch is also a C tier evolution, but definitely better than the Mega Knight. I do think that in a different meta, it could be even A, arguably S tier, but right now I think it's no stronger than C tier. Evo Wall Breakers. Dude, honestly, Evo Wall Breakers got a pretty big nerf in the balance changes, but I actually forgot because Evo Wall Breakers are still so strong. Did you guys even remember that the Evo Wall Breakers got nerfed? Because I honestly forgot for a minute. I'm going to put them right behind the Evo Executioner. I still think that they're extremely solid. Evo Recruits. Evo Recruits aren't as popular as I thought they were going to be with the addition of the evolved Royal Hogs, but they are definitely a solid evolution still. I'm going to put them in the B tier, maybe a bit worse than the Firecracker, but they're definitely not S tier like I thought they would be. Evo Piggies. Evo Piggies is a definitely evolution that kind of confuses me a lot because a lot of people say that the Evo Piggies suck, that they don't do anything, that it needs a buff, that they don't even know what the Evo really is going to do against most stuff, but I find it broken. Hot take, guys, but I'm putting the Evo Piggies in the S tier, man. No doubt about that in my mind. Okay, now we have the Evo Valkyrie up next. Evo Valkyrie, even after the nerf, it's still pretty solid. I do notice the Valkyrie being a bit worse than it was in previous seasons before the nerf, but I still think that it is pretty solid. I just think that there's better options in the Evo Valk right now. I think the Evo Valk is a low A tier evolution. Honestly, I'm going to put the Inferno Dragon down to the B tier, to be honest, because I feel like it doesn't really have a spot in the A tier. Evo Royal Giant. Guys, Evo Royal Giant is an easy S tier, man. If you've been playing Path of Legends, you know that you face this deck in every single game. Probably the most popular evolution in the game, right behind the Evo Ghost. Now we have the Evo Snowball, only really used in Evo Drill. Well, not in Evo Drill, sorry, in Drill decks, but it's so strong in those Drill decks, man, that I just feel wrong putting it anywhere but A. I guess it is in a few Bridge Spam decks, too. I'll put it right behind the wall, right behind the Wall Breakers, I guess. Pretty solid position. Now we have the Evo Goblin Giant. Okay, this Evo sucks, man. Definitely bottom 3 Evos in the game. No one ever uses this anymore, and I genuinely get surprised when people are using the Evo Goblin Giant over the Giant. I do think that it maybe got nerfed a little bit too hard, but I'm honestly okay with it being a bit weak in the meta. It terrorized me for so long. Now we have the Evo Cannon. Evo Cannon is definitely a great evolution too. I do think that it is a big staple of cycle decks. I'm going to put it in the S tier, right behind the Evo Piggies, especially in a meta where RG and Piggies are so popular. Evo Cannon is definitely a very popular evolution as well. And now we have the Evo Skeleton Barrel, the card that's purely outshining the Goblin Barrel. I do think that last season was a bit better for the Evo Skeleton Barrel, but this is definitely still a great season for the Evo Skeleton Barrel, if I will say. I think that it's definitely above average. I think that it's probably the best in the B tier, to be honest. I think that it gets a lot of value in bait decks. Even in some like Mortar decks, it's very solid too. Now we have the Evo Diddy. The Evo Goblin Cage is pretty underrated in my opinion. People don't really talk about how great it is. Not the greatest meta for the Evo Goblin Cage. I think I'll put it at the very top of the C tier. I can't even think of a single deck that's using the Evo Goblin Cage right now. I'm actually trying to think, and I genuinely can't think of one right now. Let me know down in the comments what decks are even using Evo Cage. Like, because all the lava decks are using Tombstone now. No Golem Cage decks. I guess Evo Recruits, but people have replaced the Evo Cage for the Evo Piggies. So, I don't know, man. I haven't been facing any Evo Cage. Evo Bomber. This is honestly a forgotten about evolution. Literally only in Giant. I'm going to put the Evo Bomber in the D tier. Better than P.E.K.K.A, but nobody is using this Evo at all, to be honest. I don't think it needs a buff. Just the meta doesn't suit it very well. Evo Mortar. Dude, I like the Evo Mortar. Evo Mortar is a lot of fun to play with. Very punishing and threatening. I just think that in a building meta where your building needs to be very solid on defense because of Evo Piggies, obviously the Evo Mortar is not going to do the greatest. I think I'll put it in the C tier. A little bit better than the Witch. Actually, I think I put it in the top of the C tier. Like, it's still definitely solid in Mortar Bait, but it's really only in Mortar Bait. Evo Musketeer, man. I love this evolution. The mind games with the Evo Musketeer are so fun, but so frustrating to also go up against. I think that the Evo Musketeer is a low A or high B tier evolution. It doesn't fit in a lot of stuff, but in that one balloon deck, man, it's absolutely insane. I'm going to put it at the end of the A tier. Maybe a little bit of a hot take, but I really, really enjoy the Evo Musketeer, so maybe I'm biased towards how much I like it. Dude, it sucks what happened to the Evo Skeletons. I feel like Evo Skeletons were so good at some point, and now, like, they're just only asking to get a positive trade, like with a Zap or a Rage. You're never really asking to do much more than, I guess, regular Skeletons, which kind of sucks. For that reason, I'm going to put them at the very top of the D tier. Maybe they could use a very tiny buff, but I'm not really too sure. Evo Archers. Evo Archers, in my opinion, are underrated, but they're hard to fit in a deck just because of, obviously, the Hunter kind of outshining them. I think that they're good in X-Bow. Maybe they're used in a few off-meta decks, but I think Evo Archers are about as average as it gets. I'll put them right behind the Mortar. I think it's kind of funny how most of the OG evolutions are in the middle of the pack, and most of the newer ones are at the very top of the pack. Not really surprised to see that. Evo Barbs. Dude, I can't even name a single deck that used the Evo Barbs. They're actually trash, man. I will say they're definitely better than the Goblin Giant Evo, but they're still awful in my opinion. Evo Dark Goblin. Dude, I haven't faced an Evo Dark Goblin in a minute, to be honest. I feel like Evo Dark Goblin is a product of the meta once again. I feel like it's just a little bit outshined by the regular Dark Goblin because you're just going to want other evolutions instead. I'm going to put the Dark Goblin Evo in the D tier. Very top of the D tier. I would see why people would rank it higher, but nobody ever uses it. So for me, it's just an easy D tier. Now we have the Evo Lumberjack. Evo Lumberjack has actually made quite a bit of a comeback. I see it in a lot of Giant and Golem decks. I've even been seeing it used in quite a few P.E.K.K.A. and or 3 Musketeer decks, so I think it is a little bit used. It's very threatening as well. Definitely a very scary evolution to go up against. I'm going to put the Evo Lumberjack in the very end of the B tier. I just think that it's better than all of the C tier evolutions. Now we have the Evo Hunter. I would rank this higher if people ever used it. I just think that people aren't using it, mainly because of the Evo Ghost and the Evo RG in the same deck. They're just much better. Evo Wizard is up next. Evo Wizard's a weird one, man, because I feel like every single range card is in a weird spot in this season, like the Witch, the Furnace, the Hunter, the Firecracker, the Dark Goblin, the Musketeer, because why would you use that over the 3 Musketeers? So for that reason, I'm going to put the Wizard at the very top of the D tier, also getting outshined by the Evo Xe, which is, I guess, its family member. Now we have the Evo Knight. Evo Knight, I thought would get more usage this season because it's solid against the 3 Musketeers, just a tank, but I guess it doesn't tank enough. I think Evo Knight is about average. It always gets its job done, but sometimes you're, hoping for a better evolution, but you're never, unsatisfied with having the Evo Knight. So I'm going to put the Evo Knight in the B tier, maybe a bit worse than the Ice Spirit. Guys, now we have the Evo Drill. Evo Drill is by far the worst evolution in Clash Royale, and the reason I say that is because if you do a naked Evo Drill on the tower with a naked regular drill, the naked regular drill gets significantly more damage than the Evo. Make that make sense. The Evo Drill literally gets less damage than the regular drill. So why would you ever use that evolution? Just a horrible, horrible evolution. Needs a big buff in my opinion. Got a buff already, but it didn't really do too much. Evo E-Drag. Evo E-Drag is definitely a very matchup-based evolution like the Skeleton Army. Just because of how strong it is when it has a good matchup, I'm going to put it in the C tier, but in a very range troop-based meta, E-Drag does not get very much value in my opinion. I'm going to put it right behind the Goblin Barrel. Now we have Evo Zap. I have been seeing a little bit more Evo Zap usage, but definitely not a lot. I think Evo Zap is just an average evolution, just C tier, maybe a little bit better than the Goblin Barrel. And finally, guys, we have the Evo Bats. I just see no reason to use Evo Bats when minions are super popular. They're very strong, and you're just getting a better card without wasting an evolution slot. So I'm going to put the Bats at the middle of the D tier. Sorry, I misspoke. Well, guys, that's going to be the end of my tier list. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. To be honest, though, I would like to hear you guys give a reasoning on why you disagree, because I feel like a lot of the times they get oh, I disagree, but then they don't say why. So please let me know why you agree or why you disagree. Thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video.